We're live, everyone. Hello, and welcome back to the very best hour of your day, considering your day is very,
Assuming,
very mediocre.
assuming, assuming
It's
your day is
assuming.
very mediocre. Not
I'm
considering.
so sorry. I botched it again. Where's Eric when you need him?
That's right.
It's the Eric and Rodney show with Robin
And Becky.
and Becky.
Can we pause the mediocre joke until I'm off again until next week?
It's
We could do it.
a very fair point.
What is that muscled man walking around in your living room for?
Oh, he's just a friend. No, you can see that. Sorry.
So Eric is still on day 3 of his probing marathon, and they recently discovered an enlarged lateral frontal cortex, which is why they're taking so long to analyze him. So in the meantime, still, Becky is our very special guest host. We were supposed to have Becky's dear friend Dylan join us, but he might have some technical difficulties. So anyways, before we would go on to his segment, we like to cover the news because America demands our opinions.
That's right.
So the first story is actually quite comical. Apparently, Taco Bell has an axe to grind with another taco joint called Taco John's. Have you heard of Taco John's? Is that a thing?
I'm not familiar with Taco John's. Is that a new place?
Oh, it is a place.
It might be new.
Oh, you eating there?
Oh, yeah. It's a step above Taco Bell, but below Amigos is where it fits in the
Hold on a second. Where is it at in the Chipotle realm? Is it better or worse?
It's a different continent. Right? Because Chipotle is like burritos.
Chipotle is for rich people.
Which
if you eat a Chipotle, you're a millionaire. We know it.
I think I think it's overrated.
Do you like to pay extra for guac?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's overrated.
See, I think people look at Taco Bell as a place to eat. I look at it as a place for a cleansing. Much like White Castle, right? If you eat White Castle, if I was going to live a pure life, I would cleanse my system with Taco Bell and White Castle. And then I'm ready for anything.
White Castle gives you the bowel movements.
Anything where you could spend $15 for a crave taste of hamburgers. not gonna be good for your innards.
That's fair.
Yes.
Okay, so apparently they're arguing on something very petty. They're arguing because Taco John's has claimed the term Taco Tuesday, and Taco Bell is like, hey, you can't use that because that's a generic term. You can't own something like that. So they just want to cancel Taco John for being so silly. Surprisingly, Taco John didn't even put up a fight. And even more so, they in turn made a $40,000 donation to charity because of the incident, and they urged Taco Bell to do the same. And since Taco Bell hasn't responded. So,
do you know how many
what it is?
Orders is $40,000.
That's a lot of tacos. Can I say one more thing too? Is that we should applaud Taco John's for thinking outside the bun.
Oh, what's that red laser dot on your forehead?
Be here all week, guys. Be here all week if you need me.
Yeah, so I'd like to give some commendation to Taco John's. I mean, if only people like Elon Musk and Zuck were this cool instead of like a cage match, they could just flex by throwing more money at charities. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and they could throw money at me and make that their flex.
That's true.
Honestly, that's the true leader.
I think this is a great time to insert Becky's OnlyFans. Can we plug that in? How do we subscribe?
That's my art. Okay, I don't charge.
That's her artwork.
My art. It's my art form.
That makes sense.
Oh gosh.
So why doesn't Taco Bell just buy Taco John's?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Or I would change. Why don't you just open up a place and call it Taco Tuesday?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, if they buy Taco John's, doesn't it kind of mean that they're like submitting that they know Taco John's is like the better taco joint, and they just want to buy them off?
That's such a good question.
That's a good point. Good point.
There's a place.
Hard to know.
I don't know if it's national. Called Amigos. It might be national.
We don't know them.
These are Amigos.
No.
That's my personal favorite, like fast food
We have
taco.
Qdobo. Do you know Qdobo?
That's for sure does not ring a bell.
We also have
you can check out burritos or
Chipotle.
tacos.
Yep.
And then we have Moe's Southwest.
So we have that. We have Amigos, and they have Taco Mondays, and I like.
I feel like if you're a taco joint, every day's taco day.
Yeah. But I did a Taco Monday because I'm like, what makes Mondays better? What makes everything better is tacos. So I'll take.
That's right.
It's like 3 hardshell tacos for $3 on Mondays. So, and I'm reasonably sure they use actual meat. So here's the plug. Amigos definitely.
We're reasonably sure.
It's much more so than Taco Bell for sure.
I've never actually had a decent taco, and I don't know if it's like just like a local thing in the Philippines, but like every time I try to eat a taco in the Philippines, like half of it just falls out.
No, that's
is that really okay?
Yeah.
That's universal. That's the
Dear
joy
gosh.
pain of it. It's an exquisite pain.
You got to use your shirt to wipe your mouth. Or if you're with Becky, you got to use Becky's shirt to wipe your mouth.
That I do charge for.
I just use my sleeve.
Uh-huh.
All right, so God bless you, Taco John's.
Yeah. Taco John's. So apparently they're actually serving real beef. So this is a good start.
So out of all the stories, just so I'm clear, of all the stories that are going on in the world, this is the one you found that was pressing, was Taco John's.
This was
the one.
This was very important. This was
Give
very
the people
important.
what they want.
Not the fact that Vladimir Putin's lost his cell phone.
Wait, so you'll be surprised. This wasn't even like a Fox News story. It was on LinkedIn, like the front page of LinkedIn. It's that big. So it's important stuff.
Must be a light week at LinkedIn.
Okay, so this was the second best story in LinkedIn, apart from the taco story. So I don't know if any of you have seen the latest Barbie movie, but
no,
because of its
I don't
success,
even think it's out yet. Is it? Is that movie
is
out?
it not?
I thought it was. I didn't know it was out.
But so I mean, they're forecasting. If it's not out, they're forecasting that it's going to have so much success. I think it is out, at least in some places. So what they're doing
Friday.
I think it's out in some parts of the world.
Oh, okay.
It's weird though.
It's out on the internet for the last 2.5 months.
Yeah, that's
probably
a fair point.
It's on Napster.
I'm guessing it's probably on Pornhub as well.
That's
Becky, is it on there or no?
To be fair, that's where I did watch Avengers Endgame. It came out on the first 1080p quality was on Pornhub.
Well, let me ask you a question though. Hold on a second. Time out. Are these movies coming out? Because I heard that Hollywood has taken off, is on vacation, right? Because they're not making enough money.
Yeah.
The writers and the actors. Now, here's my question: the actors are protesting for more money.
Yes.
It seems to me those are the ones that do get paid. So Brad Pitt wants more money. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
I see. So first it was the writers who weren't getting paid, and now the actors are upset they're not getting paid enough.
Right.
I see.
But also I'm so confused about this because when I charge for a project like social media, let's stick to that realm for this example. We do the work and we get paid for it once, and then we're like, thank you very much. Here's your social. Pleasure to do this with you. Actors and writers and like people in Hollywood, they get paid like often for the same thing, right? Because residuals.
Well, apparently they're not getting paid anything if it's on Netflix.
Well, I mean, some actors don't even sign for the residuals, right? They like make a bad deal with the studio, and they're like only paid a one-time fee.
I think it depends on how, like, how your contract is structured. So maybe that's true too for probably most actors, if we're being honest, right? Because there's probably fewer that get residuals. But like, if you're on a TV show, like if you're on Parks and Rec or whatever, you're getting residuals for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like people, like you see, they have videos on TikTok and stuff. People getting checks from like, who's the boss, or like, you know what I mean. So
did we ever determine who the boss was? We never figured it out, right?
No, they tried on Community and they could not figure it out.
You know what I don't understand is that I understand the actors are upset because they're not making enough money, obviously. But I think with the writers, maybe they haven't heard of ChatGPT. Maybe they have.
But,
Rodney swears by ChatGPT too
Because
often.
I've seen ChatGPT literally write a Harry Potter novel with thousands of
Oh, yeah.
pages in under an hour
oh,
with
God.
character development and so forth. So I'm just thinking to myself, if someone had said to me, "Hey, Rod, we're going to replace you with a computer," I don't know if I'd start striking. But maybe I'm just brainstorming here.
Oh, maybe it's fine.
Was that your story, Robin?
No,
That's
actually, the
story.
story.
Yeah, that's the story.
This is like 10% of the story. So like because they're foreshadowing that movies like Barbie are gonna have a lot of nostalgic effects on the audience. So they're partnering with a lot of 80s and 90s brands and goods such as like Air Jordans, Cheetos, Beanie Babies, those clothing brands. They're all gonna be like Barbie themed stuff. So apparently there's still like this very huge phenomenon of adults buying and hoarding toys, games, and collectibles. It's a smart marketing move, and well, it just goes to show that a lot of people are still suckers for consumerism, and I'll admit, myself included.
We all are.
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
I bought the Barbie cereal when I was 7, and I'll buy it again.
The stroller?
What?
What did you bought the Barbie stroller? What'd you say?
Cereal.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I was growing up in my house, we only got like that sugar, like super sugary cereal. Like if it's your birthday, you get to buy, and you're having a sleepover, you get to buy cereal for your sleepover. So
what about now?
I vividly remember that. I don't eat breakfast now. Now I chug black coffee. It's so much worse. And then I
talking about
Barbie black coffee to chug.
That's true.
Talking about cereals, I just had my first experience with Lucky Charms yesterday. They first came to the Philippines.
Did you feel lucky?
Congratulations!
It was
Did you know that
my
in New York,
baptism?
they used to sell in one of the bodegas, they used to sell Lucky Charms, but with just the charms.
Yeah, that sounds kind of disgusting.
You can buy.
Well, that's delicious. The Luckies are terrible. It's the charms that are good.
Yeah, but you can buy like bags of marshmallows. I was going to tell you that you can buy bags of marshmallows on Amazon. Just the marshmallow.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
a lot of people are crazy for it.
That's good.
I'm for consumerism, and my girlfriends and I are going to go see the Barbie movie. There's a pajama party at a theater in town. So
are you being serious?
True story.
I'm going to the Oppenheimer premiere, and we're all going to try to build an atom bomb before the movie's over.
I'm sure you can figure it out.
See, it's the same thing. Theming. We love theming.
I've been to a couple of adult pajama parties. They're not as weird as you think. They're actually quite fun.
The way that you phrased it sounds so much weirder than I think.
Yeah, so much weirder. It's like eyes wide. He's been to a few eyes wide shut parties, right?
I meant that in the most wholesome way. It just came off as weird. Okay, anyways. Yeah. Agreed. I will not speak of it again. I was dressed up as a cow, by the way. It was like a cow onesie. I should stop talking.
Did it make it better?
Yeah, now I'm a furry. Yeah, so when I was growing up, my parents they neglected me a little bit because they were just so busy. So they were, I guess, like guilted into buying me hundreds of these Beanie Babies.
Oh.
So I might actually still have some of them.
Did you have the Princess Diana Beanie Baby?
Yeah, because that's the one that's like...
Yeah, that was like worth it. I remember I was dating a girl at the time I was in college, and she's like, we were somewhere, and she's like, that doll or that Beanie Baby is like thousands of dollars, and I was like, wow. She's like, it's Princess Diana. I said, it looks nothing like Princess Diana.
God.
You know, it's funny. They don't cost thousands of dollars because of the kids. It's because of the adults.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Adults ruin everything. Thank you.
Thanks, Becky.
Okay, so on this next story, this guy actually gives me huge Castaway vibes, except it's even more impressive in a way. So take a look at this guy. His name is Timothy Shaddock, and it's so much more impressive than Castaway because he actually had a living dog companion. You can see him in the background. Oh, her actually. The dog's name is Bella. Nice. So Australian sailor Tim Shaddock was lost at sea for 2 months, and he survived with the dog by eating raw tuna and drinking rainwater. God, the guy even looks like Tom Hanks with that beard.
Now, how long did you guys date, Becky? How long was this relationship?
It's not over. Okay. He has a call.
Of course, because he was lost at sea for 2 months.
Yeah. Listen, to all the people, all the girlies out there who are my age, who are on the apps, you're not lost at sea. Okay, they're just not texting you back. By you,
So so like the
maybe he
Castaway
didn't have
story
service.
Maybe he's just really busy at work.
Who took the selfie of him though?
Oh, that's a great question.
That's like you ever watch those shows and they'll be like, he's alone out here by himself. What's the camera guys doing? Are they real? Or they're like, you know, when they were Bear Grylls and they're like, he will never get out of here. Well, how'd the camera crew get down here? What's going on?
Yeah.
So he made it. Him and the dog made it, right? Good.
Yeah, no.
Do you think he would have made it without the dog?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
Not, no.
Do you think the dog would have made it without him?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Like, I mean, if you're stranded for weeks at a time by yourself, you kind of go crazy. That's why, like, even in Castaway, you need to have some emotional attachment, even if it's in an inanimate object.
Yeah, like a volleyball. So a dog's way better than a volleyball.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you're trying to play volleyball.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Can I say something potentially racist? But it's okay because I'm also Asian. I'm just saying I wouldn't know the outcome of the dog if Tim was Asian. That was pretty dark. I'm so sorry.
That was very dark.
But hey, I'm Asian, so like it's cool.
We can't make those jokes until Eric's back.
Yeah, I can't.
That's fair.
No comment.
That's fair. Okay, let's move on. So there is a very prolific homicide case that has been reopened after being cold for about 17 years. So one thing that always seems to fascinate Americans is true crime. There's just something about it that makes people obsessive. Yeah, it's crazy.
Love it.
So this case happened in 1996, and it involved a very promising young singer and entertainer. I don't want to give you the genre because I kind of want you guys to guess who it is. Any hints?
Wait, the person died in 96? Because I graduated from high school in 96. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, he died in 96. It was a homicide case.
Is it Tupac Shakur?
There you go. It was.
Good.
Share this thing.
I got it right.
Yes, you were correct. So
there's Tupac. There he is.
Yeah. So he was shot 4 times at a red light. The story is the police are investigating a new lead where they have like a search warrant for a home that's not so far away in the suburb where he was gunned down. So they refused to release more info. I think that's probably for the best. But if the case does get solved, I mean, Netflix is probably going to release a documentary about it. There's no way you can't.
They've done like 3 or 4 movies about the Tupac and Biggie murders. It's just crazy. Like now they're 17 years later, they have something going on. I always thought the further time went on, the less likely you were to catch the killer. But who knows?
True. It was almost like the police department was hiding some evidence.
Yeah, that was my question. Because I feel like sometimes in very prominent cases like JFK, they still haven't released that stuff. Right. And so in prominent cases, I wonder how much of it has to do with like whether or not they have the evidence and whether or not they're showing it to the public based on who is like alive.
That's true.
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
Well, a lot of these celebrity cases happened in the 90s. So it was like the OJ incident. You had Kurt Cobain, Tupac, Biggie, even the designer Versace. It was in the 90s as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
That O.J. Simpson case is a real head scratcher.
Yeah. What was
what else
in the 90s?
That was a crazy. Did you guys ever see the American true crime story, whatever, with Gianni Versace? The story, it was crazy. It was like on regular TV. It was on like FX.
Oh,
I always thought
they
FX
never
had the best shows.
They never caught the guy, right?
Yeah, Andrew Cunanan. Yeah, they caught him. They shot him down.
Oh, they did.
Andrew Cunanan, that was his name.
I think Dahmer also happened in the 90s, but to be fair, I think he was only famous after the killings.
Was that the 90s? I thought it was earlier.
It was.
Oh, was it? Okay, I could be wrong.
Or maybe it was like late 80s, early 90s.
I read a book one time.
Spill over because
and a gentleman said,
operating for a while.
Yeah. He was a busy man.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy one time who used to be an FBI profiler, and I was listening to an interview rather, and he was saying that, I don't know if this is true or not, but at any given time that they speculate there's 35 active serial killers in the United States.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's insane. And they just caught. Oh, this is an interesting side note from some of this stuff. I wonder how much of it also has to do with like people still, like his fans and like people still looking at evidence and trying to find clues. Because there was some case that was a cold case, like some cold murder, and I believe it was a woman who got murdered. Spoiler alert, big shocker there. And like a true crime podcaster like found a thing, like found a little piece of evidence or a little clue or a quote or something and sent it to the police, and they solved the crime because of a true crime podcaster.
Wow.
Yeah, that's real. Like that.
So we have to figure out how to solve crimes on LinkedIn.
Yeah, the crime of bad captions.
Yeah, or the crime of it. You know what's funny is everyone's always like, this is what always blows me away with people. They're like, I figured out the algorithm.
Yeah. No, you
have
didn't.
you?
No.
And it's always the dumbest people. They'll be like, you know what? I figured out the algorithm. I know how to get you there.
Yeah, but then it's always like the exact same thing we've been doing for like 11 years, 12 years on LinkedIn.
There's a lady made a video yesterday, right? And I didn't watch it because it was so stupid. And she's like, I figured out. She has like 15 followers. You cracked it. You got us.
Maybe it's exclusive and she doesn't share her algorithm with everybody. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, but then the funny thing is that could be true, but the algorithm's going to change tomorrow. Like it changes every other day, so it doesn't really matter.
I feel like at LinkedIn they're always like, how can we make this worse?
Yeah, I concur.
And then they really go dive deep.
Super friendly social. I love it because it's where the business people are, and you kind of know what you're getting at, like the labels on the tip.
You know what it is? I'll say about LinkedIn. The thing that makes LinkedIn is what great as it is that it doesn't have a competitor.
That's true. That is true.
There's no competitor for LinkedIn.
That is true. So maybe if there were, they would step up their game a little bit because advertising on LinkedIn is crazy expensive.
Yeah.
It's like tens of thousands of dollars.
Just to get a like.
Just get one single every like.
Every follower is thousands. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
Yeah. Anyway. So RIP?
Yeah. RIP. But so maybe this is poor timing, but I don't really like Tupac's music, and I've mentioned it on the show before.
You did mention that.
Yeah, but it's just something about it is like he's always. I feel like most of his best hits were diss tracks. If you think about it, it was they were all diss tracks.
Well, that entire album, one of his entire albums, was centered around. But he also thought he had been shot by the Notorious B.I.G.
No. That's the same.
Puff Daddy,
Biggie and
Diddy.
Yeah.
Also, not my genre, so I know you guys are shocked.
Yeah. No, I agree. They also reopened the Kurt Cobain case like a couple of times, and then it just keeps going off.
Very interesting.
What was the wife's name at the time? I keep forgetting, but like
Courtney Love.
Yeah, Courtney Love.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the rule of Hollywood is just to make sure you don't marry Courtney Love.
Yeah.
They bring that up a lot.
Interesting, though. I think their daughter, whose name I believe is Frances Bean, if I'm not correct.
Yeah.
Frances Farmer Bean.
Yeah. Is like relatively stable, I feel like. Which is quite.
Well, I think Courtney Love was unstable because she was a drug addict, right? Is she a drug addict? Because remember she was having all those issues with the Sackler lady. She was trying to start a fashion line or something, and they were arguing.
Or was she a drug addict because she was unstable?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't.
Most drug addicts are unstable. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say Kurt Cobain was stable.
No.
Yeah, that's true. He also that's kind of my point, though. Like, yeah, both parents struggled.
Like the thing about Cobain's case was like he was so unstable with the drugs that they were like saying he was too high to pull the trigger himself. So like it didn't make sense.
And I also there's an interesting question I have because their manager, I think, was named Rosemary. And there is a there are some questions about that. Like people think that potentially management was involved somehow. And I don't know how much I believe that, because if you're a manager, you make money by having your band be alive, I think. So I don't know how much I believe that. But then also there's a song on Wasting Light, which is my favorite Foo Fighter album, called Dear Rosemary.
Yeah. Interesting.
I know, right?
I just know.
We gotta search.
It's just too crazy.
Who Foo Fighters' manager is.
Gonna solve the crime.
It's terrible.
I kind of feel bad for Dave Grohl though. Like every time he comes on the news, they're always still asking him about Kurt Cobain. Like,
yeah, and
goddamn, it's been years.
Now Taylor Hawkins, who's also his best friend.
Didn't he die?
Yeah, of an overdose.
Yeah.
He was the drummer for Foo Fighters. So that's that poor guy.
I'm just surprised to learn they were using drugs. Who knew? Who knew?
That's funny.
All right, so what else do we have on Tupac? Any more news? A new album?
No.
Anything? Some new materials?
Coming out with his own brand of
I would like to say that I would like to say though that I feel like if you are a up and coming promising artist and then you get killed or you die somehow, then your music is forever immortalized. So like I feel like in a way his death made his music a lot more popular. It seems to be the case with other musicians as well.
Interesting.
Okay, so we still have one more news story.
Is it about Tupac?
Sort of. Okay, so imagine this. You step outside your suburban home one day, and a terrifying event of invasive species is sweeping by. They're eating all the foliage, reproducing like crazy. I'm sure you've all heard the term before, humping like rabbits. So this actually happened. Let me change the slide. This actually happened where an irresponsible owner released these fuzzy creatures into the streets, and there's like an estimated 100 of them, and they're just terrorizing a local neighborhood.
Oh my gosh.
Now, anyone want to take a guess at which state this happened in?
Florida.
These are
little bunnies. These are little bunnies, right?
Yeah.
They're very cute.
They are. So this is again another what's going on in Florida segment. And they're estimating it's going to cost this boggles me, but $50,000 to rescue, neuter, and rehome all the rabbits.
Oh my god!
Who's going to pay for it?
For 100.
Yeah.
They think it's
apparently
100. Okay.
So now we have a marker for every 100 rabbits is $50,000.
So that's $500 a rabbit.
Yeah.
I can do it for $250.
Call us.
Do you perhaps have a relationship to the guy in Germany with the silicone incident? Are you also an unregistered medical practitioner?
I'm not saying I am, but I'm not saying I'm not.
Saying I'm not. Right? Yeah.
I know people. I raise money for Humane Society.
We know rabbit wranglers.
Yeah.
Wait, rabbit wrangling is actually a thing?
No.
I mean, it could be.
Could be. Might be. Maybe like herding cats.
$1 million idea.
This is the one that's going to stop it all.
Right, so we've covered the news, and we're gonna do a quick segment again called Becky's Best, where we critique and take points from LinkedIn posts.
Wow.
Now I'm doing this, or Becky is?
No, Rodney is. Rodney is. It's we've changed
go
it.
for it, Rodney.
Who are those people behind you with the mask on?
You go for it.
How do I?
Now he's forgotten how to use the computer.
It's okay.
Sorry.
There it is.
Give him a sec.
Right, now it's.
Yeah. Take your time.
I got it. Here.
This post looks blank to me. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Now I can see it.
So here is what I like about it. First of all, he does not use a picture. And I know yesterday I said I like graphics. He often posts without graphics. And I feel like he does this outstanding job. His name is Jake Thompson. He's a motivational speaker and coach. And he's phenomenal. But my favorite thing about this post is the two, like the lead-in sentence. Because if you look at it kind of as on your normal feed, that's all you see are the two first sentences. And then you have to click. Can you unclick read more and show what it looks like?
Yeah, Robin. Get it right. Get it tight.
Hey.
Wait, what?
Hey.
You got to
I'm seeing that on my
refresh.
screen.
Yeah.
Refresh.
I would like to
Yeah,
see it
more.
without the read
There you
more.
Does it still say it?
Yep.
No. Okay. I'm just trying to get it without the read more, because at the first two sentences is the first thing you see.
Robin, should we use one of mine so she can see what it looks like?
So
Because on my screen it doesn't have the read more thing.
that's okay. But imagine you're scrolling through LinkedIn and you scroll back down a little bit, or scroll back up, I mean, to the top of the post. I said the wrong words. Where it says, isn't it exhausting to compete every day? Actually, no. Right. So that's the only thing you see at the beginning of the post. And then you go through and then you have to click read more to read the rest of it. But pop quiz hotshot. Do you remember we talked about yesterday when we were talking about some of your LinkedIn posts, what we want to start with always?
A story.
No.
A hook.
Yes. Very good.
That's right.
So, isn't it
Just
exhausting
learning.
every day? ? Actually, no. And then he goes into explain why. And then he tells the story of why it's not and how you can improve your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I love it because there's such a strong hook that his content makes me want to read more. And one of the principles that we have with caption writing, with copywriting in general, is every sentence should make you want to read the next sentence. So you want to keep that in mind as you're writing. So everything that he writes makes me want to read the next thing that he writes, which is really interesting. It's just phenomenal. It does such a good job. And he often posts without pictures. So I am kind of eating my words a little bit because he does a really good
okay. Don't worry. We've forgiven you. Robin, do you have mine pulled up there? I want to get Becky's take on mine today.
Oh my God, thank you.
I do.
Anyway,
There it is.
Yeah, so
Check
that's
out this one.
a great example of
Look
a
at
hook.
this one.
Good
Look at
hook.
this one.
Does this one have everything?
This one's got it all. A story.
I mean, like
a
you can
joke.
see it. It doesn't say read more.
Well, it did say read more, but you screwed it up again.
Oh. Okay, well, I could read it. It says, do you use a broker for your benefits?
Do
you
you?
have less than 500 employees?
Do you?
Has your broker ever mentioned or quoted PO?
Have they?
If not, then it's time for a new broker. Why, you ask? Because they aren't doing their job. I've met brokers who've never shown their clients PEO or even mentioned it. When I asked why, they would tell me they didn't know about it, or they would say
didn't make
it
no
didn't make any
sense.
Yeah. So the only thing that didn't make sense was that they didn't know about it and they hadn't offered it. So it's renewal season. If your broker doesn't mention PO, reach out to me. I'll help you get rid of your broker and get a long-term solution.
That's right.
Yeah. I think it's great.
Customary, I need to like this post.
Oh, it's so good.
Thank you.
Becky, where's your comment? I don't see it.
Yeah, Becky.
I was hair and makeuping this morning. It's not to happen, okay? We're not all as naturally pretty as you are, Robin.
Thank you. Would you like to know my skincare routine?
Yes, please.
So before I go to bed every day, I take a brisk wash with 2 Tide Pods. Just gonna go all over it, and this is the result.
Do you eat one for good measure?
Oh yes, that's where the third one goes.
No, I like it a lot. I think
I did a good job.
I think I would have started with something like, if your broker isn't doing this, they're not doing their job.
But that's what I said, isn't it? What did I say?
Go back up.
Go up, Robin. Robin's learning how to use the computer. Let's see here. See, I want to say, do you use a broker for your benefits? Because if you don't use a broker, no matter to you.
But if you lead in with a sentence that says, if your broker blah blah blah, then you're allowing them to self-select. If they don't use a broker, then they won't care.
Tomorrow we do it. Tomorrow we're going to write one on the air. What do you think?
Let's show them on the fly. That'll be really fun.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but in general, I like it.
So I'm learning.
I also think you could sprinkle in some more of your you were reading it in a way that was like much more casual, right, than what it's actually written. And I think you could use that tone a little bit more in your writing because that's really authentic for you.
It is.
So I wouldn't be afraid to do that.
I mean, if it was me, I would just turn the camera on and do a quick video. Hey guys, what's going on? Is your broker?
Yeah. But I think that's fun, and I would adjust that a little bit because I think that makes it really specific to you, which is nice. Like my content is I always tell people when I'm having sales conversations, I always tell people like if you look at what I write, it is for Becky. This is super my style, very my tone and brand. So that's not what your content's going to look like because I don't want them to be terrified because I'm sassy and like very out there with my stuff. So I don't know if we can pull some of that up and show like
I'd love to.
Do it.
Really specific.
Are you connected to Robin? He doesn't have many followers.
Heck yeah. But I'm his number
so
one.
can we take over your segment and critique your posts?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm kidding. We're not experts.
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
You are.
Look at that. Look at that. Rodney still like that.
He better have.
I don't see any Becky liking my stuff.
I like your stuff all the time.
Oh, it was posted 2 hours ago. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Rodney, do you use a scheduling tool or do you just like do direct posts?
I do all my posts on a Sunday and I schedule them.
Good.
Wait for the app. I do have a tool. I do have a tool to schedule them, but I have to. It's another step. Do you use the native scheduling tool in LinkedIn? Yeah. Interesting. I love it. It's the easiest thing in the world.
So let's scroll down a little bit. So first of all, you're like, listen, put more pictures of your face on LinkedIn, Becky, and I get it, and I will.
Should I do the same?
Yes, you absolutely. Yes, because you look like Timothy Olyphant and maybe Josh Duhamel.
Rodney, can you pose like this?
See?
There you go.
It's working already.
Not bad.
If anybody wants to do it, if anybody is as obsessed with themselves as I am, I have like a ring light, and I do like a video, and then I pull screenshots of the video. So I just make weird faces for like 15 minutes, and I pull.
Oh, this is a cute post.
Thank you.
Marketing crime files.
Yeah.
This is where she breaks out her handcuffs.
Apparently, it's a crime to make your stuff look too good.
I like a little bit more authenticity. And actually, the funny thing about that is I'm a little bit dyslexic. So originally, I transposed the T and the C in authentic, so it was spelled wrong when I made the graphic initially. And then when I went back for my review process, I caught it and I fixed it. And I thought about not fixing it because how on point would that be if I had a typo about being authentic?
Very authentic.
Yeah, right. So I say, yeah.
That's a good point.
Wait, I'm perplexed. Does dyslexia go away?
I don't think it goes away.
You know whose profile we should look at to really see if it's popping? Robin's.
Oh yeah, let's go. Look at
yours needs more help than any of us. Me and Becky are pretty much running LinkedIn compared to your profile.
Here's the problem. I don't really post. I just repost. So like I steal people's content.
So you don't like being original, I say.
Yeah, not very original.
But curated content.
Who was it again?
That's like an actual strategy.
No, who was it again? Who said the best art is stealing?
Picasso.
Yeah.
Picasso and RS. That's right. Remember that one time we had that business coach that could show you how to make $10,000 in 45 minutes?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was really good again.
He was really good at Becky at doing social media, but they were using social media to pretend his partner had cancer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
they
were the dark side of the social media, so we had to cut him loose as a client.
Yeah.
Is it safe to talk about them on the show?
I'm not going to use their names. We don't want to get them any.
Well,
I'm sure no one's ever heard of either one of those clowns. Well, at least not on LinkedIn. Maybe the police have heard of them, but not the.
So I can give some context on the story. So his COO was meeting all these women and having different partners, and he's convincing them that he has like several heart conditions or I don't think it was cancer, but it was like several heart conditions, and he was in
Mm.
hospice multiple times. So like these women would like feed him so much money, and then he would disappear,
Mhm.
and then like
Yeah.
he'd come back with a new name, and then he'd find a new woman, and then it was just so
Yeah.
crazy.
He had been in hospice for like 10 years.
That
So
And he
very
survived
weird.
hospice, by the
Yeah,
way.
he made it out.
super common.
Yeah, it was insanity. And the guy was upset with us because he said that we didn't get him enough leads. But I said, you're selling a book for $9.99 on how to make $45,000 in 10 minutes. Why don't you just read the book 10 times? You'll be a billionaire.
Wait, I think you flipped those. $10,000
No, no.
in 5 minutes.
Or maybe it was something like that. It was so stupid it didn't
It
even
was.
matter. He couldn't scrape together
Yeah.
$15 in 2 weeks, so it didn't matter.
Okay, so second dating rule of the day. 1, probably not lost on a boat for 2 months. 2, probably not in hospice for 10 years.
That's right.
So we're learning so much today.
We are.
Yes,
Yeah,
very
What's
vital
next for
information.
us?
Years.
Robin, what's next for us?
What did you say?
What's next?
Your post. Let's look at your page.
Is Rodney frozen?
No.
Okay, you just have a very still face. I don't really have much to
No.
share, but I could.
I know.
I mean,
Well, that's what we're trying to help you with.
I could pull it up if that's what you really desire. Let's see. To pull it up again.
What's this background that we keep looking at?
Oh, it's jalapeno poppers.
Is there a reason for that? Like a
Eric
reason?
loves them.
And I've never had them, so it's just like putting it in my face all the time. I guess.
103 connections. Yeah.
Robin, I do.
Hey.
Pause.
You need Becky's help. Becky, please help him. Please.
Okay.
Please help him.
Are you done?
I'm ready for the critique. Yes.
I love your profile picture. That is a great picture of you. It's very professional, but it's dynamic. Well done. Did you do like a photo shoot for that?
I did. Yes, back when I was actually still doing some modeling.
Oh,
So
it's all coming together now.
Here's some context. I was a failed model / actor in the Philippines. Then I was like, nah, fuck this shit. I'm gonna get into sales. And then I kind of did well at sales. And then I just, yeah.
And now here he is with us fine people.
Look at that picture. Come on. Okay, let's go. Let's look at some of your content. It is really good though. Like I stop and every time your stuff pops up, I stop and I look at it. It's such a great picture. Anyway,
I know that's right.
Posts. Most of it's just like patting Rodney on the back because that's how great I am of a front.
That's right.
Or you're just not killing the gold.
That's true.
Let's see. I like that.
Yeah, so this was a repost of
you made that, right, Robin? Or is that Eric? Who made that?
Eric made the first 10 seconds, and then I did the highlights and the content and the text.
Very cool.
Very
I like
nice.
that a lot. I like that.
No.
But also, you said I don't create any of my own content. I share everybody else's content, and curated content strategies are very solid. I wouldn't do it 100%, right? So I'd make some of my own for sure. But me personally, probably need to start sharing more content and do more curated stuff. So okay, let's keep scrolling. Let's keep going. I like that though.
Another post of mine. Look at that. My goodness, 21 people. Reposts and 5 comments. God.
See?
I would not open with "Hey LinkedIn folks," but that's me. That it's not terrible, but I like where you're going with it. That's a great post.
But did you see where I put the GIF?
Nice.
See it?
Yeah.
That was my post, first of all, ladies and gentlemen. See? Thank you.
The next 3 are probably also your posts. There it is. Oh, okay. So here's a post from Valare.
Oh, hint.
Can we judge this one?
Yeah, that one's great. Who did this?
Are you looking? I think it was probably Kimmy or Martin.
Kimmy.
So it goes, are you looking for a powerful marketing tool to connect with your audience, increase engagement, and drive measurable results? Look no further than email marketing. With its widespread reach and personalized approach, email marketing has become a go-to strategy for businesses of all sizes.
I like that. I think a couple things I would do. I would change the first sentence to bullets. So I move those into like a list instead of a sentence format, because I think it's easier to read the benefits and outcomes. But I love that you led with like measurable benefits and outcomes. I would have been maybe more specific with like measurable results and like what kind. I like the picture. It's fun. It's interesting. It's a little bit different. But in general, great. That's great.
Thank you.
My only other question is what's my next step? And that is a good thing to just keep in mind. Like, what do you want people to do next with this? Do you want
we want them to buy things?
So,
right.
Yeah. So in email, we call them CTAs, call to actions. I don't know if that's the same thing in
same
posts.
Thing. It definitely is.
So what would be like a great call to action to add on this one?
Schedule a call.
It depends. Yeah. Something like launch your email success today, and then the link. Or I like to do LinkedIn comments sometimes for LinkedIn, because I feel like they stunt posts a little bit with links in them.
Yeah. So you go down below and make a comment with the link.
Yeah. So you put a comment, your first comment, the link. But I would send people to, if you want to book a call, if you want them to call you, if you want them to like download an asset and become a lead, leave their information. So just pick whatever you want them to do. And sometimes even a good call to action is just like this post, or share if you agree, or tag someone who needs to hear this today. Like those are good calls to action also, that don't drive people anywhere off site, but you're asking for engagement. So I'd always just be really, really explicit about what people should be doing next and how they can do that.
No, I agree.
In general, that's great. I like the premise of it a lot. There's just all of these. I hope these are coming across in the spirit that they're intended, like these small shifts.
Was this about Dinsmore Steel?
Yes, it is. Look at this. It's our very own PO queen.
Okay.
Cassandra. There's Cassandra.
Okay. That's a great picture.
The Aaron Judge of PO.
I like the shorts also.
My shorts?
No. Are those like snakes?
I was going to say, how do you know I'm wearing shorts?
I am subscribed to your OnlyFans, so it goes both ways, Rodney.
That's right.
So in case you guys don't know, every time we stream the Eric and Rodney show, there's like a separate camera that's like below our face that streams the OnlyFans.
The OFK and cam.
It's behind the paywall. You got to pay for that.
Yeah, that's the paid content, ladies and gentlemen.
Just so you guys know, yes.
I like that though. I like the picture. It's really engaging, and they're beautiful women.
There.
So I like that a lot.
Okay, let's keep scrolling.
Yeah.
There's Eric Ryan.
Eric
sweetheart.
Does do a great job of sounding very authentic and unique for Aaron. That's one of his.
He does. I feel like with Eric's style though, it's really hit or miss. So like either people fucking love it, or you get like someone that's like, oh, this stuff is abhorrent.
It is crazy.
I think that's good though, right? Because at the end of the day, he cuts through the BS, I like that. We
talked about that Monday, because first of all, if you don't like Eric's style, you are not going to like working with Eric at all, because this is 100% who he is as a businessman.
Yeah.
So if you don't like his content, you are not going to be a good fit for him, client wise.
Oh, it's true.
And that's okay. We're not trying to please everybody. And we said this Monday, polarizing. The most successful people in the world are very polarizing. You love them or you hate them. So yeah.
Oh, so this is a good post from my good buddy Martin. He also works with us, and I repost a lot of his stuff because I think he also does a really great job as your example of reposting other people's contents. Maybe we can actually take a look at his profile.
Yeah, let's take a peek at Martin. There he is. Hey, Martin.
Oh gosh, I love critiquing people who absolutely did not ask for it.
Martin loves it. He loves to be critiqued. I'm constantly critiquing him.
I bet
Martin loves the attention.
I bet you are.
Okay, let's look at these.
There he is. There's Martin.
Yeah, here it's a very strong graphic.
That's a phenomenal graphic. Black on white. graphic design, by the way, plays super well.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a strong, it just pops. Like, I love putting every single one of my print colors into every single post, and I need to do less of that because this plays super well. So very strong graphic.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here. Just a daily reminder that one vital of being successful in a career is also being healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would call this, like, I would file this under know, like, trust. Because we buy from people we know, like, and trust. So some of your content should absolutely be just trying to start that relationship with your target market.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Great. And again, we have a really bold color, white text, very simple. Fantastic.
Yeah. I see what I see what you're saying. It does look good. Martin does a great job.
A person who feels appreciated will always do more than what is expected. And then he reposts. Positive reinforcement always works best.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's great. And the fun thing about the curation strategy that we like, and my clients do a lot of it too, is that in addition to getting in front of my audience, if I'm tagging that organization, the brain expansion group or whatever, I'm getting in front of their audience too. So there's going to be overlapping interest. If it's, in the field, if it's an association, if it's a group that you work with, if it's a manufacturer.
Wait. So you're telling me if I repost some post that another guy posts, his followers will also see my stuff somehow?
Yeah.
Or some
because they get notified there's a repost.
Yeah.
Because that happens to me sometimes. Like I'll get a lot. Like if someone reposted my stuff a while back, and I got 5,000 views on it from her.
Right.
Useful.
Yeah, and I will also, like, if I trying to think of how to explain it. Other people from that group will also see me, right? So people there's overlapping interest. So a lot of the content that I see on my stream and LinkedIn is content from somebody else that my connections have engaged with. My network commented.
And my buddy Dave Reed the other day, he posted something about Aetna, and he posted into a group, and people just went crazy. They were like commenting and so forth.
But I also see, I see other people that I'm not connected to because my network is engaging with their content. So it works the other way. Yeah.
But every social media algorithm is like a little bit different than the other one, right? So like Yeah.
Do we even know if they're real algorithms? I think people just make up stuff, don't you? I don't even know if there is such a thing.
I will never figure, and I don't know that. Well, I think they build them to be unfigure-outable.
Yeah, no, that makes some sense.
I like making up words. So if you're ever like, did she just make up that word? Probably.
Maybe.
Most definitely.
Maybe.
No, I think it's great. And then one of the other things, so what we were originally planning on talking about is comedy in business and where that plays in, because I like
really funny. Who's really funny in business is Ryan Reynolds. Have you ever heard of that gentleman?
Nope. Up and comer.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. Like he brought on when he owned Mint Mobile. He brought a guy on one day and he's like, whatever his name is going to tell us how 5G works. And the guy starts explaining. He's like, you know what? We may never know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just really funny.
What's fun about that is you remembered the spot and you remembered the brand.
I didn't buy anything, but I did. What are those people doing in your closet, Robin?
They're coming out of the closet.
He's put his water bottle down, apparently.
It's a big day for your staff.
Yes, they all get raises.
Everybody gets another $1.
You get $1. You get $1.
I'm Filipino Oprah.
That's right.
Just in case you didn't know.
Gets $1.
If there's anything the world needed, it's that.
Did I just see Rodney chug like a mug and then he picked up a beer right after?
No, that's a Diet Pepsi.
Rodney cracked a cold one this morning.
I only drink after the show.
Also, yesterday, I feel the need to point this out, although nobody probably noticed or cared. I went off screen because I had like snot coming out of my nose. And I wiped it off really quick because I don't want to be that guy on the podcast. And then I came up and I realized I ducked my head off screen and I came up doing this. And I'm like, people are gonna think I'm doing drugs, but this personality,
they think that you're doing drugs?
all natural.
Is this where you're going to tell us now that you're doing drugs?
No, I'm doing caffeine.
No, yeah, well, that's
caffeine is a drug.
Yeah, come on.
I'd argue.
So technically, yes, but I did not put it up my nose.
So how tolerant are you to caffeine? Because if I take caffeine, even like 6 hours before bed, I'll get restless leg syndrome. It's horrible.
I do have to stop during the day, like if I want to fall asleep at night. So I can't like chug an espresso at like 5 o'clock and then just pass out. But it takes a lot to get the machine going in the morning.
What?
What
machines do you have?
She's the machine.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
Robin's confused. It's like CrossFit, Robin. Machine. We don't have equipment because we're the equipment. We're the machines.
Right.
I have a gallon size like cold brew jug in my fridge, and I probably drink one of those every 3 days.
I like cold brew. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I do too. I started doing black coffee when I started doing intermittent fasting.
That's also good.
I don't enjoy it, but I can tolerate it if it's iced. I can't drink it at all if it's hot. No, thank you.
I don't like it. You know what? I would say this. I like hot coffee, but I prefer ice brewed. Cold.
Yeah, for black.
I feel like it's not as heavy or not as
yeah.
It tastes different, right?
Yeah, it's just
like
and it's easier to just, for me, I don't enjoy it, but I tolerate it, so I just choke it down.
Yeah, right.
It's funny, Rodney, you're also the only other person I know on the planet that prefers Diet Pepsi. I do too.
I don't prefer that. No, I don't prefer Diet Pepsi to Diet Coke, but they didn't have the Diet Coke, so I had to go with the Pepsi. You go to a restaurant. You may not know this.
Now I hate you.
Here,
our bond is over.
They'll always say.
Are you, Robin? Are you a Diet Coke or a Coke Zero guy?
But if there's Pepsi, I'll get Pepsi because I don't know. I think for me, it's nostalgia. We never really had Coca-Cola when I was growing up. It was always Pepsi. So like, yeah. I grew up in India. So like the brand there was Pepsi, not Coke.
Interesting. Okay.
So interesting fact here, when you go to a restaurant, you'll say, "Can I get a Diet Coke?" And they'll say, "Is Pepsi okay?" I want it one time when they say that. I want to be like, "What do you think?" Absolutely not. Get out of here. I'm leaving. And you also notice too, Robin, that it's subtle, and Becky knows this is true, is that there will always be certain places. For example, McDonald's only sells Coke products. Right?
Good.
Yeah, it's delicious. But other fast food restaurants will only sell Pepsi. For example, Taco Bell, only Pepsi, I think it is, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Whereas and each fast food chain either has Pepsi or Coke. They'll never have both.
Yes. Yeah. And like movie theaters will have one or the other.
Yep.
Which is interesting. And like my high school, my senior year of high school, I worked in, it was called the marketing lab. I took marketing classes in high school, and I worked in what was called the marketing lab, but it was like a little candy store. Like we sold lunch stuff and like candy and whatever. In my senior year, the school district got a new contract with 7-Up, which is its own brand. So we switched all of our soda. So we had like RC Cola, 7-Up, I can't remember any of the other ones. Mr. Pibb, I think maybe. And like we switched.
Tab. Did you have Tab?
Yeah, and it was the most random stuff that none of us drank. And we're all like, what is happening? But we couldn't sell anything else because it was a contract with the district. So it was
right.
Like machines. And like now today, I'm like, why were we vending corn syrup to kids and they're growing brain? But
we didn't have drinks in my school. We could only have Gatorade. That was the craziest drink we could have. We didn't have like scanned drink. We could have like a vending machine, but it was only stocked with Gatorades.
Interesting.
Which was weird.
Gatorade's pretty bad.
It has the same sugar content as soda.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's different, but I'm just saying like they were like, you can't have soda, but you can have Gatorade. And I'm like,
but they're like, it's healthier for you, but is it?
Yeah, is Arctic Blast healthier than a Diet Coke? I don't know.
Marginally, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was our hardship going to school.
Yeah, first world troubles.
Yep. Yeah. All right, we should probably wrap up because we have 20 seconds left on the Eric and Rodney show.
20 seconds.
So we didn't unfortunately have Dylan on the show. We might be able to get him tomorrow. We can try that.
We can
Perhaps.
ask, yeah.
I did
Yeah.
have some very interesting questions for Dylan. So we could save that for tomorrow.
You can't ask those questions of people.
Not on air.
Not on air.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in. Bye everyone.
Bye guys.
How do I end broadcast?